Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon on this beautiful and chilly Sunday afternoon. Welcome to this broadcast, which is known as Project 365. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization, which is known as Trophy of Life, where again we have the opportunity, the privilege, and the great God assignment to render hope, encouragement, and inspiration to you, our audience all across the world. I'm bringing in my co-host.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Takira Swan, and I am so happy to be here with you today. Today, we have two amazing guests that I love so much. It's us. And we won't be before you long, but as it is Sunday, a lot of people do go to church or a service of worship, and some of you don't, and that's fine, but we have something for everyone today. We're going to talk about practicing gratitude and being grateful. So one thing I do when I go to church, I'm worshiping the Lord and I'm just happy and I'm thanking him for all the things that he's done for me, even if things are not going my way. That's the big thing. So sometimes, life gets really hard, and it's kind of hard to see the good things and practice gratitude or say, God, I'm so grateful and thankful for what I have if you're going through something so difficult. So I just wanted to present to you 7 tangible ways that you can practice gratitude even during difficult times. Now, if you're a believer, of course, we encourage you, like always, seek God, go to him, be thankful. Of course, maybe things aren't going the way you want them to go, but you have to think about the good things. You're alive to see the next day, to try again. If you have all your limbs, your toes, all of your senses, that's something to be extremely grateful for, especially during these times with COVID. And if you just can't do that, you're like, what, I need a little help. I need something to physically do to get me out of this funk so I can be grateful. Here we go. So the first thing I have is stop worrying about what you are lacking and start being happy for what you have right now. So if you have a place to sleep, it doesn't matter even if it's not your place. I don't care if you are couch surfing, okay? Be grateful for that couch that you have because some people do not have that and it's getting cold. If you have a roof over your head, you had a meal today, if you have people that love you, that is something to be so grateful for. What do you think about that, Ms. Portia?
Absolutely so. And then what makes it even more, gives you more of a sense of gratitude is if you have been in that place of lack, no bed, no warm place, to actually call home, to actually lay and sleep on. Living in the city, riding in the city. I don't live in the city, but when I'm riding through the city, and even in the wintertime, you see people sleeping on the where the steam come out of the street. I forgot what
Yeah.
they're called. And but we can go home to a warm bed, or different places that um, people may go to, and it's not as great as someone else has, but we can still be grateful for what we have. Definitely so.
Yes. And I've also found it's been my experience that when you are grateful for what you have, even if you consider it to be little, that's when you can get blessed with more. You know, I've met some people, I've personally met some people in this world who have a ton of like tangible things. Like they are wealthy by social standards. And they have been envious of some people who don't have as much as them because they have family or they have, someone they can turn to, good friends, they have parents. You just never know, even if someone has all the money and cars and houses in the world, what they could be going through or what they can be feeling. They could be feeling lonely. And yet you can go right home to your apartment or wherever you're staying and you have good company around you. That right there is something to be grateful for. So always be grateful for the things you have, not what you're lacking. The second thing I have is to start small. So this is the way I'm going to interpret that. So let's say I'm in a difficult situation and I want to get out of it, whatever it may be. It could be financial, it could be relationship wise, be family, anything, job wise. Start small, with trying to make those small changes within yourself first, and your mindset of how you are thinking about what's going on. Because you know what? I've also been in a situation where I just did not want to be in this particular place in my life, but my mindset changed. I said, God, please help change my mindset so that if the situation does not change, I can be okay with it. And you know what? That's exactly what happened. So the situation did not change, but I'm like, I was good. I woke up happy in the morning. I'm ready to start my day. And I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. And then soon as my mindset has changed, then that's when my situation started to change. Now, how do you feel about that one?
Well, when we think, our thoughts, our actions follow our thoughts. So, we may do some things that are not so pleasing, but when we begin to think about what we either have done or what we should do, it will change the situation. Not having something, but you're looking at someone who does, and their situation is completely different from yours. So why would you want to actually, let's say, be in their shoes? Because some things that we want are not things that we really need. So
Yeah.
just be grateful. And it's amazing that you come up with this, because with us entering into Thanksgiving season, and I know every day, we already know that every day is a day of Thanksgiving. But when people celebrate the holiday as Thanksgiving, uh, the holiday of Thanksgiving, let's practice. And sometimes we really do have to begin to practice being in a spirit, or having a spirit of gratitude. And then when we come together over that turkey, we can really be grateful.
I know, no, especially if you have a good meal to eat on Thanksgiving. I know my family, speaking of Thanksgiving, before we gather around the table and we say grace, but before we can even eat, each of us has to go around and say what we're thankful for. So maybe that's something you guys want to practice if you don't do that already. The third thing is to do one productive thing that you enjoy starting today or each day. So instead of just, trying to digest everything as the big picture, just do one productive thing that you enjoy doing. And I'm telling you, your spirit, your mindset, it all will change in here, because you're doing something you love to do, but also you're being productive doing it. And even if you're like, you know what, I don't have anything to do that I like that's going to be productive. Okay, if you have a to-do list, just do that one thing off that list. And I'm telling you, you will feel so much better. If you start small, things will just start to change. Trust me on this one. The fourth thing is to try a gratitude meditation. So whatever you want to do to meditate, that is your choice. Believers, I know, like, you want to worship the Lord, you want to sing and be grateful that way. Some people meditate in silence and just think about, okay, let's think of the grateful things that I'm happy that I have in my life. And they just want to have a moment of peace. That's one way. But whatever way you choose to meditate or worship the Lord, have that time. Try to do just a little bit each day, just to be grateful. Even if it's not November or the holiday season is not Thanksgiving, it could be July. Every day that you have breathing is a grateful day. So just try that. The fifth thing,
Let
and
me
this is
tag on
what,
to that
oh,
one, Kira, when you said just to be breathing. Look how many people that have died from COVID, and not just COVID, just whatever illness. And no
mhm,
one has to dress you. No one has to
mhm.
cook your food. No, it's amazing just to be grateful that God didn't forget to wake us up today.
Yes,
Didn't
yes.
forget to do it. And we can do what we want to do when we want to do it, go where we want. And we're grateful for that. Be grateful for that. People that are incarcerated, they can't do that. But I'm
Mhm.
grateful, God, that I'm able to do that. Just the little things.
And you know what? That whole people who are incarcerated thing, I don't think how much, even though, America, we have our issues, but I don't think how much people really take for granted our freedom to do what we can do right now. Other countries don't have the freedom just to walk around and do whatever they want to do. And sometimes you're like, oh, whatever, because, it hasn't hit home, but it's so real. And even when you said, being able to dress yourself and get up and make yourself something to eat, I don't know, I've never broken a leg, but have you ever had a health issue where you just could not walk and someone had to do something for you? You got to be grateful for those things to be able to get up and go get a glass of water, to get up and walk to the bus stop. So what, you don't have a car, but you have legs and you have the means or a way to walk somewhere to get to where you have to go. That right there is something to be so grateful for. So I'm telling you, you have a lot more to be grateful for than you realize. So just remember that. Okay, so the next thing I've had to work on, I'm getting a little better. It says, do not expect perfection. How many perfectionists do we have out there? Okay, Lord.
I'll put my hand up like this. Just
Halfway up, just a half a finger. Do not expect perfection. I'm telling you, no matter who you are, sometimes what you plan does not go the way you planned it to go. And it's going to be okay. You have to remember that, you know what? Let's be grateful for what has gone right. Even if everything has gone wrong, it's going to be all right. Grateful for the opportunity to try again, to do something again. Grateful for the opportunities to go with the flow. And you never know what that lesson of things not going right is going to teach you. Like we talked about yes, the other day with Cece, something she was doing and she didn't like, and now it's a part of what she loves to do. Listen, when things don't go as planned, it is okay. And that's what I have to learn. I'm telling you. Woo, that's a big lesson for me. I'm getting there.
I'm getting there too. I'm getting there too. Because somewhere along the line, because the word of the Lord says all things work together for the good of them that love the
Yeah.
Lord and are called according to his purpose. It may not seem purposeful to you right now, but it somewhere along the line is going to be purpose in your life. So it embrace it. Embrace it.
Embrace it. And once you embrace it, I'm telling you, when things go wrong, it won't affect you as much as it would have. Now, I'm not saying it won't get to you, because we are all human, and you can experience all those emotions that you may have when something goes wrong, but you won't stay in that place. The next one, look at this, talking to myself. The next one I'm working on too. The next one is forgive. I don't think we understand or realize how much forgiveness and being grateful and having gratitude go hand in hand. You have got to learn to forgive people, forgive yourself, forgive situations that just bothered you, that didn't go the way you were supposed to go. We have to have forgiveness in our heart so that we can accept gratitude and be grateful for what we have in our life. How do you feel about that one?
Definitely have to forgive. And that, I think the other day you stated as well, talking about forgiving yourself. And then if an injustice was done to you, or trauma was brought to you, and that person never asked for forgiveness, in your heart, you're going to still have to forgive them, because if we do not, it eats at us. It eats you up. It eats at your emotions. It eats at your thoughts. It eats at your very being. And that other person is going on with their life.
Right. Not even thinking about you
Not
one bit.
even. Nope.
And you're playing something over and over in your
Oh,
mind. You have to forgive yourself and forgive that person. And sometimes I've had to forgive myself for even letting someone treat me a certain way. Like, you know what? No, forgive
right,
yourself. Once
right.
you are in that place of forgiveness, you can be grateful for the things that you have, the things that have gone right, and then you can move on.
Yes,
And
you
last,
definitely can.
oh, go
Let me
ahead.
say, you definitely can move on. Otherwise, it locks you into a certain place in your emotions and in your mindset and in your mental health. And
Yeah.
when you release it or forgive them, and it causes you to release that, it's almost like hatred. It can build up to hatred in your life. But when
Mhm.
I didn't say forget it, I didn't say, but it's to the point when we forgive an individual, it's to the point where when somewhere down the line, you're able to talk about it and not
Mhm.
feel that anger coming up again.
Yeah.
And know that that person know what they did to you.
Mm-hmm.
They know, they remember, they know what they did to you. But hey, it's like, let it go. Let it go. It's and I'm not saying that I know without a doubt that it's easier said than done. That's a given. But
Yeah.
it's doable. We can do it. We can do it. So I just encourage you to actually, whatever it is that you need to forgive someone for, bring all of it up. Bring all of it up to your mind, to your thoughts, and then have a release party for yourself. Does no one else
Yes.
has to be around? Release it, forgive them, and go on with your life. Go on
Mm,
with your life. And before you know it, there are times when that individual, whether they're on their deathbed or not, they may
yeah.
call for you and ask you to forgive them. You don't
Yeah.
know. We don't know how life is, but just for you personally, forgive them and go on with life.
And I'm telling you, it really works. Trust me. I've had a situation long time ago, and somebody hurt my feelings real bad, and I was like, okay, I got over it. I forgave them. I have no problem with them. Do you know they called me like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 years later, to say I'm like, half asleep, like, hello, like what? Because I had forgiven them, and that feeling of resentment was gone from my heart. So I was just like, what now? Like, you okay? Now you could have waited till the sun was out to to call me, but it's okay. It was on your mind, so you never know how God will deal with that person who has, or whatever has happened. God will take care of it. You work on you, and let Him take care of the rest. And last but not least, this is so important. Number 7 is to help someone else. What better way to practice gratitude and being grateful for what you have and who you are in your life than to help someone else? Whether it's just to help someone else get through difficult times, or to make you see that your situation isn't as bad as you thought. And that even though you're in a difficult place, you're able to help someone else. That right there will not only help you recognize, gratitude and what you have to be grateful for, but it will give you a sense of gratitude in here. And you'll feel so good that even though things are not going great, I can help someone else.
You definitely can. It is so fulfilling. It really
Mhm.
is. And no matter what situation that you are already going through, that you may be experiencing, it's something about, in spite of what you are in, that you still have the heart to help someone else. Because
Mhm.
even with this being day, what, 311, I think it is 311 for us. Believe me, there were days that Takira and I, thank God it wasn't on the same day, but there were days we're like, Lord, do we have to go on another day? But whether it was the guest that came to the platform or Takira or I, we were here to give hope, and that hope helped us. We were here to be encouragement to someone, and that encouragement helped us. And
Mhm.
prayerfully, we inspired individuals, and it inspired us one way or the other. So
Yeah.
when you're helping someone else, but that's what Jesus came to do. Bottom line, to help people in every area of our lives, every area. God was here and is here to do that. We can't put other people in the place where God is supposed to be, but God
Mhm.
is in us, and we share the love of God through our actions, through our verbal communication, through our body language.
Yeah.
Everything we do should have a sign on it, whether invisible or visible, that points back to Jesus, because we can't do anything without Him. Can't do
Nothing.
anything without Him. But when we do, we represent Him, and I pray that we represent Him well.
Mhm. I do too. I really do. So, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this broadcast today. So, just remember that even if you are in the most difficult time of your life so far, okay, there's always something to be grateful for. And we gave you 7 tangible things you can do to practice gratitude. If you just need something to do that, I need something to show for. Okay, I'm grateful, but I need something to do. We gave you those things. I'll just run through them real quick Stop worrying about what you lack and be grateful and happy for what you have. Start small. Do one productive thing today that you enjoy. Try gratitude meditation. Take some time out to yourself. Don't expect perfection. I'm working on that. Forgive and to help someone else. Those things are ways you can practice gratitude. And just remember, there's so many things that we haven't even named that you can be grateful for, and that no matter what you're going through, it will get better. So just hang in there and let's look at the things that you have. I'm telling you, if you just start writing those things down, just on nothing big and fancy, take a Post-it note, a scrap piece of paper, and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. And I'm telling you, you'll just keep going. There's so much to be grateful for today. So, but that's all I have today to present. I hope you all enjoyed it. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to give you hope, encouragement, and inspiration once again.
Blessings, everyone.